Friends, I want to share these two new books on the history of science and explain that science and faith are not mutually exclusive. There are so many wonderful overlaps between the two disciplines. Let's start out with a quote from Darwin. From so simple a beginning, endless forms, most beautiful and most wonderful, have been and are being evolved. So the caption, When Fossils Challenged Faith. Two new books, Impossible Monsters and Dinosaurs at the Dinner Party. Here we have this mother and son with a replica Ichthyosaurus at Crystal Palace Park in London, somewhere around 1920. This is a great review, so I want to read bits and pieces of this. In 1650, Archbishop James Ussher, the primate of the Church of Ireland, finished his painstaking study of the Old Testament and concluded that the world had been created in 4004 BC on the night of October 22nd, 23rd. After his chronology was appended to a new edition of the King James Bible, his calculations went unquestioned for generations. But in 1811, a child's shocking discovery challenged the established timeline, spurring a revolution in the new sciences of geology and paleontology. The ensuing contest between science and religion would overturn our understanding of the world and humanity's place in it. In Impossible Monsters, the historian Michael Taylor offers an elegantly written, compellingly readable account of the, quote, culture war between the guardians of orthodoxy and the agents of change. The battle was joined when 12-year-old Mary Anning unearthed the fossilized skeleton of a 17-foot crocodile-like creature from a limestone cliff in Dorset on England's southern coast. So these scientific discoveries are just fascinating in the long history of the creation of our world and all the living beings in it. Now let's go to the end of this. By the time of Darwin's death in 1882, his self-described Devil's Gospel was so widely accepted that he was honored with burial in Westminster Abbey. Though most believers had not abandoned their faith, Christianity had lost its centuries-long hegemony, and science had ushered in a secular age. The book of Genesis lay in ruins. The dinosaurs had triumphed, Mr. Taylor writes. It's not quite so simple as that, since to millions of people, Genesis is far from extinct. But it is undeniable, as Mr. Taylor adds, that few, if any, transformations in intellectual history have been more profound. Yeah, two wonderful new books, history of science, particularly geology, paleontology. Yeah,